Hey there, everybody. I'm Amy Williams coming to you from the Oran Mor Wholistic Center, and I am delighted to be bringing you another episode of Meet the Presenter, and I have with me today Tim Matacio. Hey, Tim.
Amy, how are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. As you can tell by the bright light, it is a very sunny day, and
Oh,
that
it is.
always makes me feel happy.
It's 60 degrees in Lincoln, Nebraska on January 13. I'll take it.
Wow. I think this might be the last of it, though, for a while. Is that what you've heard?
That that's what I have heard. Yeah, my phone's off, so I'm not checking, but I think it's supposed to get a little cooler.
Well, that would be normal. So I'm not a big fan of normal, and but I'm okay with a day like this being the not normal we get. So, Tim, I am delighted that you are going to be our presenter for Conscious Conversations, and that is going to be called What is Life Coaching or Executive Coaching? So, I was really interested. I knew that you did coaching, and my mind immediately put that into sort of a slot that I know as life coaching. But then we had a conversation about executive coaching. Where would you like to go for people to get to know you and what we're going to talk about in brief?
Well, whenever I tell people that I'm a coach, the most common response I get is, "What sport?"
Mm,
And this has been true for about as long as I've been coaching, which I started executive coaching, which is what I call what I do, in 1995.
oh, wow. I did not
And
know that.
so even though it's over 25 years that I've been doing what I'm doing, and even though there's an International Coach Federation that's the largest and oldest organization of business, executive, and life coaches, the actual phenomenon of coaching is understood in different ways by different people. And so when I say I'm a coach, you hear whatever you kind of hear, whatever you think coaching is,
Mhm.
and or life coaching, you kind of assume you know what that is, or even executive coaching. A lot of people say, "Oh, what executives do you work with?" That's a common question I get when I say I'm an executive coach. So I often have to actually explain some of these distinctions about what life coaching is and what executive coaching is, and how coaching is different from counseling or
Mhm.
psychotherapy or some of the other types of helping professions.
Yeah, and I'm excited to get into all of that when we have our session later in January on the last Wednesday of the month, which is the 27th, I believe. We'll be meeting,
Yep.
and
Yep.
registrations are open at oranmorcenter.org. But so, what else can you tell us that helps us get to know you?
Oh, well, interestingly, I started my career as an attorney. And I had wanted to be a lawyer since I was 12 years old. So, when people come up and they say, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" I always said lawyer. And a surprising number of people said, "Oh, that sounds like a good idea. You'd make a good lawyer." So I said, "Oh, okay, I guess I'd make a good lawyer." So I, I did that right out of college. And then after I guess it was about 7 years, 10 years or so, I started to get a little dissatisfied, and I ended up going into high school tennis coaching.
So you
So
have been a coach.
I have been a sports coach.
Yeah.
And, I'd always been interested in sports. I grew up a fan of the Green Bay Packers. Vince Lombardi was my hero, so he was a coach. And I was just always fascinated with the concept of coach.
Hmm.
And so then after I had been a sports coach for a while, after being a lawyer, I finally kind of put the two of them together, I think. I went from the thesis, which is I want to be a lawyer, to the antithesis, which is I want to be a sports coach. And then I kind of brought it together in the synthesis, which is an executive coach. So I work with adults, but instead of in a kind of a competitive world where I'm suing you, or there's some problem or crisis, and someone's in trouble, instead of that, I work with people in a collaborative way to help them go from where they are to where they want to go. And so that's kind of the essence of coaching, that we're all somewhere, and most of us have a natural desire to be somewhere else. And that could mean literally, physically somewhere else in terms of a move geographically. It could be somewhere else in terms of a relationship. It could be somewhere else in terms of a career. It could be just any kind of dream or desire. And so the concept of coaching is really designed to help you get from where you are to where you want to be faster, safer, and all the while having more fun in the journey.
Well, you know me, I'm all about the fun.
Yeah.
And I did not even set a timer today. So I hate to go too far into other topics, but I just can't help but tell them something I love about you, and then bring in something special and new about you. And so one of the things I love about Tim is that, as you could see, his wordplay there, he's a bit of a wordsmith. He loves wordplay, and I do too. I have a lot of fun making up words. And Tim is a newly published author with a book entitled The Joy of PLORK. Did I get it right? Yes.
It's 100% correct. And most people know what the joy of, what those words mean, but very few have heard of PLORK. And so I show it, it's spelled PLORK. It's a combination of play and work. It's pronounced PLORK, not PLORK. It's not pork, it's PLORK. And
Not to be confused with playing with pork.
Right. No pigs here. But yeah, I'm very excited about that. That just came out the start of the year, and it's available on Amazon Kindle.
Yes.
And it really is kind of a work of art that I've been plurking on for many, many years, and finally has come together.
And it has come together nicely. I'm just going to do a little teaser for the book, because on Kindle, easy to get, $9.99. Support your local author. I need to do both hands, because sometimes it goes like you're on the other side when this video gets produced. But there's a fabulous story in there about you and the choice to be a lawyer, and how you transitioned from that, which I thought was amazing. And then another fabulous story about how you got to write about the Green Bay Packers and get paid for it. So Tim is indeed a master of PLORK. I highly recommend plurking with him. I have had some personal success and changes from one session of plurking with Tim, which I haven't told you about, but I will later. And it's going to be so fun to hear how you inspire people that come to this free event. I'm just delighted. And I think we should not tell them about the special guest that you mentioned that may join us.
Okay.
Well, is that okay? So we'll just dangle the special guest.
I have a special guest here, but if you'd rather that we wait to introduce him to the group when we actually have the conversation, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah, I think maybe our time here is complete. Tim, thanks for jumping on with me today and letting people begin to get to know you. So have a super day.
Thank you, Amy.
I can't wait to see who joins us. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.